Hello again, welcome back everyone. Liquorhound here with you. Thank you for joining me once again for another spirit review video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Willett 80th Anniversary Bourbon. Now this bottle is actually going to be fairly hard to get. It is going to be in short supply. But the reason is because there's only going to be 5,200 bottles to go around. Celebrating the 80th anniversary of Willett, the majority of these are probably going to be sold at the gift shop. And they had already started that a while back. But they were going to be releasing some of them to retail stores across the U.S. Now, that was supposed to happen in October, but here in Texas, it actually happened here at the back end of September. It happened this week, so I wanted to go ahead and taste it, and then if I thought it was good enough that y'all should be getting it, I thought I'd shoot this video in a hurry for you. That way, if you see it out there, you know it's safe to pick up, or if you think these tasting notes are what you would enjoy, then pick it up. No sense wasting $35 if you don't enjoy some of this flavor profile that is a little bit unique. Now, as far as what's in the bottle, it is their own juice, their own distillate. So that when you go to Willett and you see that big copper pot still, this was made in there. Unlike some of those other more famous Willets that are 20-plus-year-olds, those are all sourced bourbons. This is their own stuff, bottled in bond. It actually says that right there on the bottle, so we know it's 4 years old, bottled at 100 proof. All right. Now, as far as the actual nosing and tasting, let's go ahead and get to that. The one thing I will say about this is that you can tell in this 4 years that it sat there in Kentucky, it has picked up a lot of maturity, and that's because look at the color of it. It's got a really dark gold, almost heading into bronze territory hue. So that tells me that this is going to have some pretty big flavors. Wow. Okay, nice. You know, sometimes when you fast track a bourbon like that, especially here in Texas, some bad things can happen. They can get really, really big and spicy, and the oak can just start dominating. You have to be really careful with that. And I think, you know, this being their 80th anniversary release, they were probably very, very careful with those barrels. And, you know, I know they're going to try to put their best foot forward, and I think they're actually doing a good job here. But when you nose it, it's really, really sweet characteristic. Sweet corn, that's going to be the, I guess, the most dominant thing that comes off, because you do get that fresh kind of ground corn element that you would get with a very, very young whiskey. But here, you're getting a lot of dark, I would say almost tons of brown sugar, but it's heading into the burnt category where it's starting to get caramelized, toffee note, very, very sweet, intense up front. Then behind that, then you get a little bit of that cherry note, red fruits, mostly cherries, not artificial, that's a good thing. Orange oils in here, cinnamon, a little bit of clove element as well. There's a roasted nut thing going on, part of that toffee, so you almost think that toffee with roasted nuts, it's kind of that thing in there. There's also some chocolate tones in the back. And the oak that's in here, it's in there, but it's a really nice kind of like a sweeter oak, almost like a toasted oak. So it's almost, when I'm nosing it, you could almost get a toasted marshmallow thing going on. So you do get, when you focus, you do get that fresh ground corn tone to it, but man, there's so many other components, complexities going on that it makes it really, really nice aromatically. All right, so let's get to the taste. Man, that's nice. The fresh corn, the ground corn thing is definitely a part of it, but just like it knows, there's that, man, and there's depth. There's a brown sugar, there's a caramel, there's that toffee thing going. Orange oils, and it's kind of like that fresh ground corn. So initially you kind of get impacted with that depth of burnt brown sugar type caramel toffee thing, and then you get that fresh ground corn coming in, and it starts peaking just above that, and then it kind of goes back down underneath it as the cinnamon starts to swell on that mid palate with a little bit of clove. But they just warm things up. They don't even get too far out of balance. And as it rolls over, and well, you start getting that orange oils in there and those red cherries in there as well with that cinnamon and clove swell on the mid palate. And then here on the back end, the orange oils are still kind of lingering, that that roasted nut element is still going on with the toffee and the brown sugar. The oak has now come in, but it's just sweet oak, and it's very, very balanced with everybody else. Doesn't dry out. It's not a green wood or a young oak where it's giving you a lot. You're pulling too fast, too hard, where you start pulling tannins and it starts getting really drying. It's not doing that. And they kept a good eye on it. It's very, very good. As I drink it, the sad thing that I'm thinking is $35. I would love to stock up on a few of these so that you just have them to enjoy with friends, as I've done with this bottle. As you can tell, this isn't just me. This is me sharing with friends. But, man, I mean, it's a great, great drinker, as long as you don't mind that corn element. So, the only other whiskey I can think that's done it this well when you start getting bourbons that have that fresh ground corn, to me, is I think Iron Root's doing a really good job with that. And they're here in Texas, and of course they have to fight that hot Texas temperatures, so they're trying to keep a really good close eye on how much wood is influencing the whiskey. And I think this is definitely what you're aiming for when you're having to pull a lot of flavor out of the oak in a short amount of time, but without getting those bad negative oak characteristics or the huge spice. That's the other thing you don't want. And this is spot on. So anyway, man, great job by Willett here. For only $35, if you do see it, I think you should pick it up. But again, be ready for that fresh ground corn. It's in there. But please keep leaving those great comments. I really appreciate that, and I try to answer them as fast as I can. Everybody, have a great evening. Thank you for watching, and cheers.